What's going on, guys? Nick here. Today in this video we are going to be going over the 5 things that I hate about this car. The last video we did the 5 things I love about it, but not every car is perfect. Every car has its flaws, and it's time to bring this car back down to earth and talk about all the things that are bad about it. I do still love this car. It's not like I absolutely hate the car, but I did come up with 5 things about it that do bother me because no car is perfect. So let's get into the list of the top 5 things that I hate about this car. Alright, so the first thing that I hate about this car, and I absolutely cannot stand it, the touchscreen head unit that comes with these earlier Subarus like this. My 2013 BRZ has the same one, and this car has the same one. I absolutely cannot stand it. There are so many times where your phone will not connect to the Bluetooth in it. There are so many times, like after you've had the car for a while, the right edge of the screen stops working, so if you want to scroll through music you have on like a USB stick or something, you push the down button and it doesn't do anything. The screen isn't super responsive. I'm just really not a fan of it. I've been looking to swap something out into it, but I haven't really found something that I absolutely love yet. But yeah, the first thing, and probably the worst thing I hate about this car, is the touchscreen head unit. Alright, so the second thing I hate about this car is the interior rattles. The entire dash piece itself literally makes you want to just hit it so bad when you're going down the road, especially when the colder months. Where the clock is, it kind of separates sometimes on the top, and then that rattles. But basically the entire dash piece rattles. I have a rattle in my trunk somewhere. There's a whole bunch of memes about Subarus and their interior rattles. It's actually true. This car has an obscene amount of rattles in it, especially in the colder climates. When it's warmer out, it's not too bad because, I mean, the plastics will expand and everything will be filled in. But in the colder months, driving this car with the rattles, it really just makes you want to just blast the music so you don't hear anything. It's pretty bad. So the second thing I hate about the car is the interior rattles. Alright, so the third thing I hate about this car is something that a lot of people overlook. It doesn't bother a lot of people, but for some reason it just irritates me. When you get an STI of this generation, the interior plastics on the bottom are black, and the headliner and all the plastics on the top are black. In my BRZ, the interior plastics on the bottom are black, and the headliner is black. You get one of these that's a WRX and it's not an STI, tan headliner. I don't know why it bothers me that much, but tan headliner annoys me to no end, especially when the plastics on the bottom are black. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. Everything down here is all black, everything looks nice, and then boom. Everything on the top, there's a hard line where it stops, and everything becomes tan. I don't know why, if they could do it in the STIs, why they couldn't do it in the WRXs as well. But I digress. Tan headliner, very annoying. Alright, so the fourth thing that I hate about this car is the gas mileage. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you got a WRX, you should have known the gas mileage was going to be bad. I knew the gas mileage was going to be bad for a car, but I did love the car enough to overlook it. It is one thing that's kind of bad about the car. I think on this tank I'm barely averaging over 20 miles a gallon, which for a 4-door car isn't really all that great. It's even sad the BRZ has a supercharger, bigger injectors, bigger fuel pump, and that car still gets way better gas mileage than this car. I think the BRZ gets about 6 miles a gallon more, which in some ways is surprising because of how much more is into that car, but it's also a lighter car and it's rear-wheel drive, so I mean it does kind of make sense. It's also a newer engine. It's not an EJ25, it's an FA20. But again, I'm saying this car, for what it is, gets pretty bad gas mileage. So fourth thing I don't like about this car is the gas mileage. Alright, so the fifth and final thing that I do not like about this car is kind of going to be a twofer because it's talking about the same thing basically. The first part about it is the leather interior. I'm really not a fan of leather interior in cars. I know, it's a shock. I don't like leather interior. I've always had cloth seats in my vehicles and I've always liked it. This car, I went out on a limb and I saw that it had leather in it and I would try it. I'm really not a fan of it, especially when it's hot and cold. You stick to it in the hot, you freeze on it in the cold. Everyone said that like the leather wouldn't, like it doesn't stain like cloth does, and I've had more problems with the leather seats in this than I've had with the cloth seats of any of my vehicles. The back seat, someone sat in it and I don't know if they had something in their pocket, but it scuffed the seat up in like 3 spots and it just didn't hold up all that well. But yeah, I just wasn't too impressed with the leather. And then talking about the seats in the car, the front seats, they look super cool. They look like racing seats, but the bolstering in them is pretty lackluster for a performance car. There's a lot of other cars that have less aggressive looking seats on the market that hold you in way better. The bolstering is kind of flat. It's definitely looks like it was made for a bigger person, because I guess for the American market we got different seats. So you can tell that the seats weren't really designed for a smaller person to really be held in and just really focus on driving. The fifth and final thing that I don't like about this car is the leather interior, and specifically the bolstering on the front seats. Alright guys, so that's going to conclude today's video. This is the 5 things that I do not like about this car. Don't get me wrong, no car is perfect, but I absolutely love this car. I don't hate it, but there are a couple things about it that do bug me. So now that I have both of these videos out there, if you guys watched both of them to see what I like and dislike about the car, you can make a decision, and if it's something that you would want to purchase, or if it's something you want to stay away from. Personally, I'm very happy with my purchase of this car, and I definitely don't regret it. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you have a comment about your car, or have a comment about asking about my car, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.